Ladies and gentlemen, the sun has now found its home in the western sky, and it is Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, home of the LSU Tigers, one of the great venues in college football. We have a ranked versus unranked battle coming up here, and you know how chaos can ensue if they start smelling an upset. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Virginia Tech Hokies, taking on the 23rd ranked team in the land, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollock and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Hokies will put it away to start the game. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Line gets set, first down. Looking for a gap. It's Durham. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. There's always that issue of conference pride, of keeping up, of proving your worth on this stage, and the ACC loves to get a chance at the SEC to do just that.
And these kids grow up in the same area. And you don't think the ACC teams hear all the time, SEC, about the dominance, the draft picks, all the stuff that goes with it. It definitely adds some of that fire. It makes you want to beat them more. I love these big-time games.
Yeah, they really do, David. I think this is one of those games where if you're the ACC team and your players in that locker room, you've had this game circled all offseason. This game is your opportunity to prove, not just to your conference, not just to the SEC, but to everybody in college football, just how good you are as a...
And they got him for the sack.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that. First possession, force a third down. You want to shut the home crowd up, sack the quarterback, create some momentum. Now you're getting the football back to your offense, probably with great field position.
Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of bounce, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Running with power. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Line getting set on second down. Looking to throw, it's Drones. Got the quick pass. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule, and what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure. It's a first down.
Man, this guy is exciting to watch. When he has the ball in his hands, he can make magic happen. They're going to throw it to him. They're going to hand it off to him. They're going to get him the ball in a variety of ways, and they're doing it early in this game.
With the catch, it's Wiggins.
Early in the game, as a DB, I'm settling in. It's okay if I give up 4, 6, 7 yards. I'm just trying to get settled in, gauge the speed, and then later on, I can adjust to the speed of the game.
Finds his tight end. They get it down to the 35 before he's stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down. Many times the Hokies have had a dynamic threat running the ball at quarterback, but you got to be efficient like this in the passing game.
No doubt, and you got to have some balance on offense. You got to be able to make those plays.
Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Well, that defender just was better in his one-on-one on the pass rush. He does a great job beating the offensive lineman to get to the QB.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. On the run, fires downfield. He's got an open man. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And that one is picked off in the end zone. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover.
It's really hard when that quarterback gets outside the pocket because it cuts off half of the field. Once he starts to roll out, everybody starts to sprint to the other side of the field. You know you're not going to throw it across your body going to the right. Great job by the defense closing it off and making the interception.
Little bit of running room as he picks up 4 and gets it out to the 5.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Red pass, it's complete. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
We're trying to throw the wide receiver screen and pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
So 3rd and short from inside the 20. You convert here, and this drive takes on a different complexion. To the air, it's Nussmeier. He's got his man. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give him a first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Pressure coming. Usually see better timing between this senior quarterback and his receivers. That one well behind him.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. Trying the left side. Didn't get much, picked up a yard, and that will leave them with 4th and 2. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Buys a little time with his feet. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete as time has expired here in the 1st quarter. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Takes a hit as he fires. Snagged in the middle, it's Wiggins. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the 1st down.
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You can tell, hanging in there, he knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
Got his man on the outside. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Well, it's a nice job by the defender. They're closing the gap with the wide receiver. They're going to complete the hitch pass, but he's able to run right up on him, get him to the ground for a minimum gain.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. I was starting to think about what they would do if they didn't pick up the first down here, but I guess that's a moot point now.
Moot point for sure, and the head coach was probably telling him 4-down territory, we're going to kick a field goal, whatever the next decision was going to be, and now the OC's like, don't worry about it. New set of downs, nice execution by this offense.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of it.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
When you're on defense and you get to play outside linebacker, it's about as good as it gets, right? I get to rush the passer just like this and put him on the ground. Then I get to cover in space. I get to move all over the place. Great job by the outside linebacker. The most fun position.
Hits him in stride at the 10. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. That was just as simple as playing catch in warm-ups.
And this offense felt like they could take advantage of this defense down the field throwing the football. They've got a lot of speed on the perimeter. And I feel like they've got some matchups they feel they should be winning one-on-one. We saw a great example of it right there.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. New Mexico State has been blitzed from the opening kick, and as you can see, the score right now is a lot to a little. Let's see how this coach tries to explain this. They're trailing by 14 to Iowa State. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Gonna run it. It's Jackson. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
They'll give it to the back. The Tigers will move the sticks. How about that tough, hard-nosed running? Rich legacy of that at LSU. Reminds me of Charles Alexander.
And unfortunately, I was a part of that legacy, Reese, on the other side when Justin Vincent rushed for over 200 yards in the SEC championship game. And that's what you see LSU. That's what I've always thought of watching them growing up. And you watch the way they run their offense. Usually, it starts with the physicality in the ground game.
This offense has a 2nd down play. Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. He's going up top. What a snag by the defense. He'll try to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. And now the offense will come onto the field again. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Fires to the big fella. Across the 25, he's got room. The expressway is wide open. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a 1st and goal. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page.
Touchdown, Hokies! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them. That touchdown puts them up by at least 2 scores. Too early to say it's over? Probably, but boy, it's starting to feel that way.
It might not be over, but you're in trouble, and you better find some answers really, really quickly. This team is putting everything together, and right now you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
He'll call for the fair catch here. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really, really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off.
All kinds of running room. And the tackle was made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. The defense's head may still be spinning. They're just outside the red zone now, 1st and 10 from the 22. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
This defense is heating up. They got an interception the last possession. You can tell breaking on the football really, really well. Seeing where the quarterback's throwing it, going to try to get it. Got another hand on it. Almost had another interception.
Quickly complete. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. To the air, it's Nussmeier. It's complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring.
Let's go! Longer!
On 2nd down, wants to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. He caught it. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. LSU right back to the line. On 4th down, going to the air. Hit as he throws, and the ball goes right to the ground, incomplete.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And that option game can be tricky, right? But nice job by the defense playing assignment football. And watch the linebacker. You could tell. Locked in on the quarterback. Chases him down. Gets to him. Not only gets to him, doesn't let him break a tackle. Gets him on the ground.
That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. LSU will put foot to leather to start the 2nd half. Coming out with it, it's Green. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They go to work in the 3rd quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the 2nd half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking football game.
Caught over the middle. It's Heath. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. They'll line up for a second down play. To throw, it's Drones. The throw to the outside is complete. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. Throw him to the spot, and that's exactly what he did to pick up the first down.
And that's so many hours of doing this together. You know exactly when he's going to break on that out route. You know what kind of speed he has because you've thrown it so many times. Nice rhythm and timing, and you could tell that was experience between receiver and quarterback.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. Got a lot of running room. The 20. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quick.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
Caught in the backfield. It's Durham. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Now, on offense, you're trying to get your running back involved here in the passing game, and obviously no success on that play. Defense seemed like they were aware of it, and all of a sudden you've set yourself up in a tough position here on 3rd.
They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Fires to the big fella. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift. 3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak. Lofts one deep down the right side. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Palmer. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
Getting some heat. Finds his big tight end. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on 2nd down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks in a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a 3rd down.
And the Hokies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Back to throw, it's Drones. Got his man out of the backfield. And there is nothing doing on that one. You got the completion and nothing else to show for it. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. Coming after it. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. Buys a little time. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Open space at the 25. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
That shows a lot of poise and a lot of experience by that guy there. Not thinking to himself, hey, on third and long, I'm going to have to throw and make...
Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Hokies. And the punishment has been extended. How about this dude? He's throwing it like Don Strock or Jim Druckenmiller. He's running it like Tyrod Taylor or doing it all like Michael Vick.
Just showing the whole game, showing the repertoire, and how hard is it to stop a guy like this? I mean, when he can do all these things and stretch you with his feet, stretch you with his arm, that's why he's hard to stop, and that's why he's having himself a day.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. New Mexico State has been blitzed from the opening kick, and as you can see, the score right now is a lot to a little. Let's see how this coach tries to explain this. They're trailing by 35 to Iowa State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Snatch it quickly on the left. And they pick up just a few on that completion. LSU quick to the line.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a third and long. Looking downfield, it's Nussmeier. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. They'll snap it from the 39, first and 10. He's looking to throw it. Grabbed in the middle, it's Anderson. Still on his feet at the 45. Open runway ahead. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, LSU! Ready to try the point after. The extra point is good, but they're still down 28-7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes courtesy of the big play, covering 61 yards on the touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Green. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. The give to the tailback. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Virginia Tech 28, LSU 7.
First down to start the drive after the break. The option look. He'll pitch it. Crosses the 40. And a big play there on the option. The pitch was executed perfectly.
And I tell you what, we can focus on the left side of the line of scrimmage because that's where the play starts. But you don't get big gains when you run out wide unless wide receivers, yes, wide receivers, commit to blocking, staying on their guys. Really good job on the outside by giving the running back space to make the big play.
Can't hang on, and he'll tell you he really should have made that catch, and he had an opportunity right in the middle. It'll be second down.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
I'll tell you what, fourth quarter, you're trying to get to the quarterback, trying to get the ball back to your offense. But nice pursuit, nice job making the QB scramble outside of the pocket, chasing him down. And even better, you got a gift. He runs out of bounds, so now the clock stops. Now you're saving time late in the ball game when it's really going to matter.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Incomplete, and the defense holds.
It is what it is. There's no pressure. This game's over. You're up by a ton of points. They're not going to come back here in the fourth quarter. So you're just trying to put up more stats. And listen, stats count. We all count our stats. At the end of the season, we look up, you got 1,000 yards receiving. All these plays still matter.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the fourth.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. The Tigers come to the line in the hurry-up. He wants to throw it again. They're bringing heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Trying to make magic with his feet. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this 3rd and short, they're still thinking touchdown. He'll take a shot, and they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback and this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. LSU with the 1st and 10 here. Quarterback checking off. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Quarterback adapting. He'll throw it. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. Catch in the middle. It's Taylor. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one. Going to the draw. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number, and here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football, trailing this much late in the game? But that's basically a microcosm of how this game has gone.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? To the air, it's Nussmeier. Lets it go to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Tigers.
And how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Each brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football. And you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making it tackle.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. They're trying to get to it. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. The Hokies will send out the punt unit. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. And here comes the punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He only needs a sliver of daylight, and he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Scanning the field, it's Nussmeier. Throws to the tight end. Got him downfield. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. They'll throw it on 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. Quickly to the tight end. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. And the Hokies want to move quickly. On 4th down, flexing that muscle in the run game. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
Nice job by the defense on fourth down, bowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that fourth down play. Really good job by this defense.
He'll start this drive firing. Got it in the middle, it's Taylor. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. A productive play is one that gets you at least halfway to another first down here on 1st and 10. A shot toward the end zone. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
Yeah, and I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
Now 2nd and 10. Wants to throw. It's Nussmeier. He'll take another shot here. And he's got it. A late touchdown. Probably window dressing, but still a sliver, albeit very slight, of the lead.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Makes the grab for the two-point conversion as they cut further into that lead. Only 14 seconds to play. The hands team on the field, and it'll come down to this onside kick. And a few anxious moves. It's a fumble. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
You can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up, and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.